I'm Dr. Yen Verhoeven. Students call me Dr. Yen. Now, I'm going to go over some of the highlights for the syllabus to get you ready for your syllabus quiz. Tomorrow, I will also release a lecture about Module 1. Now, you can either watch the lectures or you can just go through the content. The choice is yours. I like to have both just because it helps students learn however way they want to or feel like. So let's dive in, okay? What you're seeing right now is my contact information. You can meet with me virtually or in person at Parks Library in room 150, which is in the back. There is a map in Canvas if you want to take a look at where I am. Now, speaking of Canvas, you may have heard about LIB 160 from other students who took that class in the past. However, this class is LIB 1600. And the content has been completely redesigned for a brand new online experience. We're still making some minor tweaks and finding all those darn spelling and formatting errors. So you'll see a few things added during the semester that are also based on your input and feedback. Like a brand new building, you're gonna find errors. And so what we need is your help so that you can let us know ASAP so that we can get them fixed. And as a thank you, you can drop by my office starting next week for either a candy bar or a vinyl sticker of one of the cardinal characters that you'll see featured in the modules. While you're welcome to skip ahead, just know that we're still tweaking and adding more features. The minimum pacing for your course is 1 module per week. So please make sure that your announcements are on and connected to email so that you don't miss these dates in my announcements. My announcements come out every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday to keep you on track. Each module is packed with content that will help you in your academic and personal life and allow you to practice the skills that we want you to master. And we're going to also explain why these topics matter and how you can apply them to school as well as life. So where is everything? You can access your content under modules in the blue sidebar. When you're in the modules section, you can collapse and expand each module by clicking on the little triangle. Sometimes that can be very useful. Today, you should go through the Start Here module if you haven't done so already, and it highlights the information that's found in your syllabus. So let's go to the test out page. If this is the first time you've enrolled in LIB 1600, you are eligible to take the test out exam. Passing the exam earns you credit for LIB 1600, so you won't have to take the class. However, the exam costs $150 and it will test all the skills learned in LIB 1600. You should only take the exam if you have had a similar course in another institution. Otherwise, I highly suggest taking the course rather than wasting your time and money trying to test out. If you feel you have the skills to take the exam, look through all the modules first. Then fill out the test out application form before September 3rd. When you fill out the form, you'll get instructions for taking the exam, which you'll take on either September 4th or 5th. The other thing I want to point out is when you scroll down, you'll see a series of frequently asked questions under the accordion. Hover your cursor over each bar and click them to expand. Click again to contract. This is a common interactive element in our modules, and when you see it, please make sure you read the information under them. If you're planning on testing out, make sure you've read the information under the FAQs before you apply. When you are on the module page, notice that you can navigate through the module pages by clicking on the yellow menu bar at the top. Also, you'll see a sound bar that you can click to have the page narrated to you by one of our instructors. You may hear a familiar voice in some of those pages. You can adjust the volume and speed of the narration using the bar. This is how the bar appears in Chrome, but the bar's appearance will look different depending on the web browser that you use. Important vocabulary is highlighted in bold red and in callouts like this one. These words also appear in your glossary. When a word has a dashed line around it, it means it's a pop-up. Hover over the pop-up to read the definitions. You'll also see that each page has key takeaways. These are useful along with the interactives to help you study for your quizzes. Now, speaking of interactives, In addition, you'll find tabs. Click on the tabs to read all the information under them. Many are used to check your knowledge. When you answer in the exercises, you'll see that there will be feedback and discussion. Pay attention to this because you'll see much of this information again on your quizzes and final. If you don't understand the answers or questions, please reach out and see me, okay? Another helpful feature is the Smart Search, which you can find under the blue sidebar. Type in any term in the Smart Search and it will bring up the page containing its content. This can be very useful when you're completing your quizzes. Another useful page is the Glossary of Terms, where you'll find the definitions and links to important vocabulary. You can access it through the homepage or in the Start Here module. If you notice a word that's unfamiliar to you, but it's not highlighted or in the glossary or it doesn't have a pop-up, let me know. I can explain, or I could even correct things in the course for you. As a scholar, you're going to encounter a lot of terminology that is unfamiliar. Don't stay confused. Instead, look things up so you can understand, or reach out to me so that I can help. Asking for help and clarifying confusion is an essential scholarly skill that you need for ISU and for your career. Although this course is fully online and asynchronous, meaning that we won't have scheduled meeting times as a class, you'll need to complete at least one module and quiz per week. Do not get behind. This is a 1-credit class that is compressed into 8 weeks. So you're taking in a lot of content in a very short amount of time. Make sure you're putting in time in your schedule, about 7 hours per week, to process the information and study for those quizzes. This is a pass-fail course. While most students successfully pass the class, many who fail do so because they've fallen behind or they didn't contact their instructor when they were confused or had issues. Proactively ask for help, okay? Now, if you do fail, the F will be replaced with an S when you take the course again and pass it. Your grade is based on 5 quizzes, which makes up 20% of your grade, and 1 final, which makes up 80% of your grade. To unlock quiz 1, you'll need to get 100% on the Syllabus Quiz. You can take it as many times as you want in order to get a passing score. Afterward, you unlock each quiz by passing the previous one with 80% or higher. Each quiz is worth 20 points and you get 90 minutes per quiz to take it. You must pass with a score of 16 points or higher in order to progress in the class. Now, we don't round up in this class, so if you get 15.75 on your quiz, you can't unlock the next quiz in the sequence. Only passing a quiz at 16 points or higher will unlock the next quiz. But the good thing is that you're going to get 3 attempts per quiz. A new attempt, though, means that you must redo the quiz. We highly suggest taking your attempts until you get the maximum points, 20 points, because that's going to help you with your final. These quizzes are also open note and open book, and if you still can't pass in 3 attempts, contact me as soon as possible before the due date or the lock date. I can give you an additional attempt. If you don't pass the quiz by the time it locks, this is the reason why we tell you to pace yourself, don't miss each quiz a week. You automatically fail and you have to retake the class. So it's very, very important that you take at minimum 1 quiz per week on time, not late. Put these dates on your schedule so that you don't forget. Some tips. Don't use a tablet when you take your quiz. We've had way too many students have issues taking their quiz on tablets. There are laptops that you can borrow at Tech Lending, or you can use one of the computers here at the library. Read the questions very carefully so that you don't lose points by missing a word like not. And if the question asks you to do something like look at a web page, open a database, or do a search, do what the question asks you to do. Use all of your attempts to get as maximum amount of points as possible, because the minimum score you need to pass your final is dependent upon how many points you get on your quizzes. You can see the questions that you miss by going to the grades area and clicking the name of the quiz. We don't give you the correct answers, but at least you'll have a better idea of what sections in the module you should be rereading. Unlike quizzes, the final must be taken at the ISU Testing Center. So make sure you use the link in Canvas to schedule your exam. You are eligible to take the final after scoring at least 16 points on Quiz 5. So you could potentially take your final early as 3 weeks into the course. The last date that you have to take the final will be in week 7 of the course. So check Canvas for the exact date. The final exam will be open book and open note. What that means is you can bring in 2 8x5 by 11 pages written front and back, and you have 60 minutes to pass the final. But unlike the quizzes, you only have one attempt, so make sure you've studied up before you take the final. Your passing score depends on how well you did on the quizzes. So for more details, look at the final exam page under the Start Here module in Canvas. If you have any questions, confusions, or need help, contact me as soon as you can so that I can help you. Please don't wait until the last minute for help. I'm human, I sleep too. I am not going to be available at 11 o'clock at night to help you with those quizzes. So make sure you take those quizzes as soon as possible. Get help as soon as you can. Now, go take your syllabus quiz. Get the 100% you need to unlock Quiz 1. You probably will do that easily after watching this video. Tomorrow, I will send the lecture for Module 1 so that you can get ready for Quiz 1 next week on Wednesday. See you soon.